recordings have started. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die Presents Enter the Dungeon, session 16. I'm your demon host Marty, joined by Adam and Ahmed today. How is everyone doing on this fine fall Saturday? Foxfire, how's it going?
Killing me.
Yeah, exactly. Life is killing me. Yeah.
I'm alright.
I just spent 3 hours in traffic to drop my sister off at the airport because I am a very satisfactory older brother.
Couldn't get an Uber.
Couldn't get an Uber. I missed my strongman competition this weekend.
Oh no!
I caught a flat Thursday night on the way home from work, and I drive a car that is sporty, and therefore my Oshawa does not have tires for my car in the city, so I'm not driving, 500 kilometers on a donut
Yeah.
to get to a strongman competition.
Why? Where was it? Where was it?
It was in Cornwall, so basically Ottawa.
Oh, okay.
South of Ottawa.
Yeah, you had a 3-hour drive, right?
It was a 3-hour drive each way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed my competition, and that was less than amazing. But I'm not sore right now. I got way more sleep than I was expecting.
Drakester, how it goes? Fox, how do you do?
The Drake has arrived.
We'll focus on getting huge over winter because now it's the off season. So now it's gonna get ripped. I'm gonna have an ab somewhere. Just one ab. And then I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna eat a bunch.
Sonic Boom, that is crazy. 22 months in a row, Drakester. I think that's what that founder badge means. I think they changed some of the badges at Twitch.
There's a couple of small changes.
Very cool to have you, man. Very cool to have you.
But he doesn't get the. He's missing his dragon, so maybe we have to add more icons for dragons.
I think that you can only show
points.
one channel related badge, so that badge doesn't follow him around on other channels. There's one that describes what your relationship to the channel is, and then there's one like streamer. There should be one that is beside my name. So yeah, I'm the broadcaster, so that's the relationship with the channel. There's one channel-related badge, and then there's one Twitch-wide badge, and there's only 3 badges that can show. So
he's got a first.
He's got Bits Leader and Founder, so he's probably maxed out with channel-related badges. So he has to choose which one. I think
he might have a way to choose.
I think you can choose which one to.
Yeah.
I played around with it a while ago, so I don't know which ones you can swap out. Definitely Founder and Bits Leader don't follow him around on this, like on other people's channels, unless he's also the founder and a Bits Leader there.
I have a nerdy game question.
Sure.
Around D&D. Who else? And now the chat's here because I need the chat here because I need some hype men because these people are going to just blow me up. Who else is hyped for the Nintendo Switch Lite?
Coming from a strongman.
I'm hyped for that. I'm like, oh.
As you sneeze, you're gonna snap it in half. It's like playing with a calculator, man.
I got my squeeze ball already, and I'm in training. No, that is not for that. I was doing something with my fingers the other day. I'm like, look at my kit. I'm weak sauce. so I've got a thing and a finger thing. So you see me playing with these things. It's because sitting behind desk for a long period of time.
Rubber bands.
Yep.
Training bands. No, it was. I was. The last
when I hurt myself.
The last workout before the competition had like 400 something pound deadlifts, a 1100 pound sled push, and some 120 pound single arm clean and press. So
I can't.
Me and Marty like.
rubber ball.
Yeah, I'm like having a hard time
Bouncy ball.
picturing that. Nope.
So, anyways, Nintendo Switch Lite. It's like the Nintendo Switch, but you don't have to plug it into your TV. So I could play it when I'm sore from the gym and I just want to lie down. I could have the video game.
So you could play it while you're on the can. You just want someone to play while you're on the can. Is that what?
Why? I just wheel the TV in. It's not a trolley, man.
You don't have a washroom TV, Marty? No, I think that's what tablets are for. Tablets are evil, man. They have taken over what used to be reading time. Like
Yes.
that is a major competition. I have to make the decision. I'm like, I'm going to continue this book that I've been reading forever, or am I going to, doodle around on a tablet? Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although,
Dedicate time to the tablet. Dedicate time to your reading, and do not stray.
100% having like no tech time is just good for your brain.
Yes.
Like the cell phone's in another room in silent mode, and I don't care if goddamn the office is on fire, people have fallen out of the windows and shit.
Good times.
For the next hour and a half, I am going to like eat Cheerios and whatever, like
And watch
dogs
movies.
run around in a circle, or
Read.
Yeah, it's a screen, right? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I guess I should preface that by I don't read books using a screen. I still
Yeah,
have.
it's hard.
I still have like several thousand books aside from the bookshelves of D&D books
We have
behind me.
books.
Yeah. We end up using the D20 PFSRD because
The
it's
online
really
eventually.
because it's a quick tool. But I still appreciate books. My friends, when they help me move, don't appreciate them though. Hey Fox, thanks for the sub, man. Thanks for using your Twitch Prime with us. Very cool. Yeah, we haven't. I feel like we haven't gamed in a while. I think we gamed last weekend. The Titans Gift Crew wasn't available on Tuesday, just because of schedules and that sort of thing, schedule conflicts. Eventually, we're going to move that day to a Thursday, so that Levi can continue playing. But we'll probably do that after Thanksgiving. So sometime in.
what do you mean? Thanksgiving already happened.
No, after American Thanksgiving. Sorry.
We made a soup this year. The soup was goddamn amazing.
See, the U.S. is smart in that regard, because all the turkeys are like, oh, they're killing us. Let's get out of here and let's go south. And you guys are just waiting to be like,
That's precisely the reason for the different
Exactly
date
it.
for Thanksgiving
It's very
in the United
tactical.
States and Canada. Thanks, Ahmed, for the history lesson. How's it
No
going with you?
nah, giving my kids the same quality education.
So your kids
Conan,
know about
who's that
Magnus
kid?
and Lemmy and Grizak, and how many characters of the ones that you've played have you taught to your kids?
Lemmy, Midwick, Grizak.
You
Magnus.
told them about Midwick?
Of course.
Midwick's a psycho. He's a gun psycho.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
not all the, when you go to like Sunday school or whatever, there's like the good guys and the bad guys, right?
He's a crafter.
Okay. Hey, how you doing, Ahmed? Aside from that, no more
Pretty
meatball
good.
stories.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Been a couple of good relaxed days for me. Oh wait, no. Busy work. But we're not gonna get into that.
Okay.
I've been relaxing after work. I'm good.
Let's see. I read a module. This is a 5th edition module that I think would be perfect for one of the campaigns that we're not playing right now. So I went through it and drooled through it and figured out how I'd introduce it. So that's pretty cool. Of course, I can't talk in specifics, otherwise I'd be giving things away and my players would just go off and read the modules.
Never do that.
I ain't got time for that. Ain't got time for that.
No, I know you guys don't.
5 years ago, maybe.
Not right now. All right.
Right.
Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? I think we called the game something along the lines of Gygaxed. Yeah.
Gygax. It was the room of like, what the fuck, man?
It was like the perfect group of encounters, and there was a trap, and you guys fell for it, and it was lucky. That room could have, even though they were all lower level creatures than you, could have killed
That room is
Bone
designed
Crusher.
to TPK new players and make them never play the game
Yeah.
again. It's the you don't really want to play this, do you? Room.
It
If
was
you
this.
get me
It
now-
was this. It was this weird time where Dungeons and Dragons came out of wargaming, and wargaming was adversarial. So, coming up with something cool to challenge your players with, like Death Trap Zone, was the novelty of the game and kind of the history of I'm gonna get them, because you're always trying to get the opponent. So I admit there are some encounters that I've run over the years where it's like I'm gonna get them. So that is a DM thought. But having your entire dungeon like that, and then so to get to this point in the module, they wouldn't have been new players, right? They would have, like, it took us 16 games to get to the first level of the Temple of Elemental Evil.
But it's like that room.
This room is definitely taking off the kitty gloves. It's like, I'm going to take some really low-level monsters and make them really effective by creating a trap zone around them.
And give you all the saves that if you lose one...
Now, I sat back and went, the Harpy should have had more ranged weapons. So had I, like, really done that again, I would have given the Harpies, like, short bows.
And bows.
Add another Harpy in
that's
there.
what you give them. That's what you give them.
Have them not come out into the hallway. You trick them. You trick them. Anyways, Gygax is the reason why we called that session, or that room was the reason why we called it Gygax. The party confronts the leaders of the Earth Temple. Later, the party struggles to find a safe place to rest within the temple dungeons, whilst dealing with ghoul fever, freed captives, and the remaining Earth Temple cultists and monsters. You rested and leveled. You guys are level 6, already probably about a third your way to level 7.
It's been a rough couple of 24 hours for our dudes.
Yes, I've added some of the blood tracks and the icky ghoul tracks. Like, you guys have left this massive mess.
There's directions everywhere.
Yeah, you can tell where the big fights have happened by the mess that you've left behind. There are a lot of rooms that are vacant at this point. I think you guys were reacting to the sounds of what you believe was referred to as the Hydra, and then something along the lines of perhaps an owlbear. And then you heard also deep guttural chatting. And that
giants of some form down there.
There were giants further down in the tunnels, and that I think you were told that. Do you remember what was acting as the kennel keepers for the Hydra?
Cloud giants.
No, hill giants.
Wait, sorry, Cloud Giant is never mind.
Jesus Christ. Cloud giants down there. Just go down there and say,
No,
I'm dead now.
Marty
I think
I believe
Steek
it's
mentioned
okay.
that deeper down you'll find giants,
Yeah.
including hill giants. I suspect I told you this, but I don't remember. So if you guys think it's hill giants, that's fine.
Didn't Oscar hear giant?
You heard giants. You heard loud creatures talking in giant.
Let me just check to see my notes. Adam thinks it was giants, therefore Adam thinks it was giants.
Okay.
We're going with hill giants or ogres or like.
You learn that
Strategy
somewhere on this level is the Temple of Earth, like an actual temple building. Of course, there are a lot of rooms you haven't looked in, although things are pretty quiet. And that on level 2 there are the earth, water, and fire temples. You were told that the temple goes even deeper, but that's where you would find the leaders of the temple.
There's also
Not necessarily the
in
leaders
this
of
one,
of each of the cults.
There's also a couple of other surprises. I think there's an undead ogre walking around.
Yes, Steek mentioned that there was something undead. I'm on the wrong map.
It would wander around sometimes.
Something up here that would wander around sometimes. There is a torture chamber somewhere, and that the temple.
The man with the white hair. I think?
Yep. And then the Temple of Earth somewhere is a dangerous spot.
All right, so I think our plan from last session was to basically, like, Well, how about we do this in character?
Sure.
Uh,
You guys are
Yeah,
you guys are
please.
standing at the intersection. Just moments ago, you let Grawl go. You hear the door at the top of the stairs opening slightly, and then it closes. Like he's
Wait, Grawl is he's not healed yet.
yes, he is.
Oh, you cast a spell. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, good.
he
And
decided
roll.
he wanted out of here,
Yep.
and he was making a go for it.
And basically, we warned him about
The
touching our
birds?
horses or our cart.
Yep.
And
I'm
the
gonna
birds, that's
go
right.
to the temple main floor and figure out where Grawl. How far Grawl
I
gets.
half expecting to have one less horse and a bunch of missing stuff from the cart, and then having the adventure of petty revenge on Grawl. Worth 0 XP. Son of a bitch. Desperate times. Desperate times called to go fuck yourself.
Are we sure it was wise to let him go? He might tell others that we're down here. I think it's pretty obvious we're down here. Look at the mess in the other rooms. Yes, but it could have been something else.
We were definitely having a moral conundrum opposed to us. He was highly unstable and posed a risk to those around him.
Agreed.
Additionally, he
best.
was in very trying circumstances, and it was hard to hold it against him. Although, he definitely was a bit of a... I think the word you're looking for is prick.
I wouldn't trust him to guard the other prisoners, and he's a challenge when he's with us as well.
Yes, not all my subjects are as wonderful as you, Krieger. Thanks.
Alright, so we were planning to go down those stairs and do a thing, but I think that it might be safer if we were to ensure that the surroundings of us here are safe. So why don't we just all follow along and figure out what the heck we're working with here before we kick three other temples into buttock.
You mean just let's scout everything out and find out where everything is and let's go forward?
That's what I fucking said, isn't it?
Fucking right.
You too. Let's get going.
So Oscar will lead like the group in a scout,
Okay,
like or
in a stealth.
in a stealth.
Yeah, normally, if I remember correctly, Shadow stealths on his own.
Shadow goes
Shadow usually
behind
goes on his own.
with Dim.
Okay, which means technically you're leading Doom on a stealth.
Which you can do because it's just one guy.
Hmm.
So Doom axes have trained in stealth, which is cool. All right, and we're going to, I guess we can roll or you can roll, and I'm just going to start dragging around the rooms.
Yeah,
unless-
who's the lowest? What's the lowest?
I believe it is Darian.
What does Darian get if he rolls 10?
Darian.
I think he has a +10, so it'd be a 20. Right.
So Darian has a +8 from Oscar.
Yep.
And then his dex is 1. So 9 minus his armor check penalty if he has one. And I don't think he has one because he has the base strength. So he has a +9, so he gets 19.
Okay. So you guys are sneaking around the dungeon. Where are you headed? Right now it is quiet. Like the feeding that you guys overheard of the guy screaming and the talking, it's
Originally
died
it was
down.
like rescue mission. But
Yep.
Let's go over here.
Okay, so in both of these little areas off to the side, it looks like it was an old armory, and we're talking about from perhaps the time when the temple rose previously. It looks like it's been ransacked several times. There's a lot of garbage and old broken weapons strewn here and there. Oscar, over time, you could come here and probably scrape this place for every last bit of scrap metal. For now, what I want is a perception check if you're going to spend time looting.
We'll definitely give it a once over until people get upset with Oscar.
Alcur should do his magic. Ping.
Yeah, we could definitely do a detect magic if we're looking for stuff. But we'll do Oscar's perception. 18.
Is it just Oscar, or can other people?
You can try to aid Oscar. I think he's taking the lead in this.
I rolled boo-boo. Alcur can try to aid.
Shadow is holding the. He's at the hallways.
Alcur's
What are we aiding with? Is this perception?
Yep.
27 on the aid from Alcur.
Cut.
I think that makes it a 20.
Ptolemy is just going to use his detect magic.
15 from Crusher.
Okay. So what Oscar finds with everyone's help is 3, we'll say, ammunition. 1 is sling, 2 is arrow, 3 is crossbow. You find 3 shining. It's called shining ammunition. We'll make them shining crossbow bolts.
Okay, do you want me to record this?
Yep,
Or...
these are first level consumables.
Alright. Oh, and I didn't go and... I didn't fix up the treasure sheet.
Who gets the point?
Ahmed, you were online first.
I say give it to Adam. He
For 3 hours of traffic, you know, I'm going to give it to you both because this place is dangerous. So you guys each get a hero point to spend on one of your characters.
Man, Marty, I'm giving you a hero point.
Okay, Ptolemy gets a hero point.
Is it Ptolemy or is it a villain?
You know what? I'm gonna put down one on Ptolemy called a story point. On Ptolemy.
Oh, those are dangerous.
Oh, great. I did it again.
Oh, Ptolemy's going to be making out with something he shouldn't be making out with.
I learned something new in my dreams this time.
Yes, Ptolemy did have strange dreams about the temple. Oh, we should mark that down. That was definitely a thing. Thanks for reminding me.
Learn, like languages and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
What? You did what in your dreams?
I'm going to give the extra hero point to Usker.
I'm gonna give mine to Crusher because he seems to be. Recently, he seems to be the guy who's got the spotlight. What is it? A trap? I'm gonna step on it. What are those bones? Can't be anything. Out of my way, bones.
And I'm putting the hero points right on the tokens because I'd like people to remember them.
Nice.
Because
I also put on the tokens the fact that Bone Crusher is wearing the Earth Curate robe, and Alcur's got the Earth Temple robe on. But you're basically wearing the robe of the leader of the Earth Temple.
Right now, Crusher is the leader of the Earth Temple. It's his temple.
Right.
Yeah, and who the hell
Everybody
below is gonna
remembers
know any difference, right?
Braveheart with My Island.
Yeah.
It's my island.
This is my temple.
Okay, so you spend about 10 minutes picking through trash and end up finding like an old rotting bolt case that had 3 of these bolts in it that were shiny. I don't know what they do, but you guys do.
Knowing what they do is not my job. Finding it is.
Should we check the other side?
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, wooden racks for various weapons that have been taken, like spears and pole arms and smaller weapons. The walls have many pegs. Some of them have rotten away. There are the odd straps and broken scabbards of things that have been discarded. There's a pile of broken blades. You might be able to use this for some sort of trap. like just a bunch of old, broken, rusty weapons.
Okay.
There are sundered shields and ruined coats of mail. In this particular room, there is a skeleton of a gnoll and a human skeleton. The bones are really, really old and scattered throughout the room. Cobwebs hang here and there. This one looks like it hasn't been touched in a very long time. Maybe the gnoll and the human fought here, although their bones have been scattered probably by rats.
Medicine check to try to understand if there's any telltale marks of how they died, or tell if they're like male and female. Maybe it was.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, there's lots of gnolls around apparently. Gnolls every goddamn.
What's your bonus in knowledge nature?
Knowledge nature is plus 12, plus 14 if I think about it hard.
Okay, so Alcur, the gnoll was male. He was armored. There is an old axe that is on the ground. It's a shoddy battle axe, if you care. At this point, it's like kind of been lying on the ground for too long, and probably rusted in his own death. He was shot with a crossbow bolt that is still firmly right through his sternum into his spinal column. The man on the other side was also armored. His chainmail has unfortunately rusted and fused into this big crusty shirt, in which the hollowed out remains are still there. You do notice that the guy probably fell down and fired his crossbow. He does have a nick over the top of his head that looks like he bleeded out and then fell over. Ptolemy is saying, "There is magic in this room."
I believe it's. I bet it's the arrow, if it survives. I'd wager it's the arrow. Take a look at the arrow that's survived the ages through spinal column.
It's actually just the
oh, it's just the tip. Of the
bolt. It's just the tip of the bolt, and the bolt is actually you kind of go looking through the rib cage.
There's magic in the room. It doesn't smell like it's cursed. So, let's find her.
The crossbow went right through his armor, his flesh, into his spinal column, and bit into the wall behind him a little bit.
Somebody was very proficient.
It's a critical hit.
Is that perhaps crossbow bits in here, maybe?
You look around. Who rolled the 27? Alcur kind of tripped over it. You disturbed the body a little bit, a bunch of dust flying everywhere. But he fell over on top of, you didn't even recognize it as a crossbow because it's a heavy one and it was just really big and underneath a bunch of like old death.
A table leg.
And with the glimmer of light, you can see dancing runes across the bow of the crossbow.
Ooh. Is it still functional?
You pick it up and it does look like it's still functional. Wiping off some of the crust of the rusty chain shirt on the man, you have found, with a quick, like Ptolemy can quickly identify things, this is within the realm of possibility, so to speed things up, it is a +1 striking heavy crossbow.
Which I think is a 5th level item? 4th level item? 4th level item.
4th level item. This thing would pack quite a punch.
Yeah. Alright then. If you run out of spells, I'll certainly do a job.
Who, me?
Well,
It looks heavy.
that it does. Crusher. Old dad.
Mind if I do?
If you run out of spells, you can peck
What's
away
the,
things with that.
What's the bulk of that thing? 2, I
It's
assume?
bulk 2.
Yeah, let's see if Crusher can carry that.
Did we lose Shadow? Shadow's just...
No, Shadow's just... Yeah, Crusher can carry 2 of those.
Yeah, it's bulk 2, and it's a 2d10, 120-foot range weapon.
Okay, hold on. This is a +1 heavy striking.
Alright. Pays to be thorough.
That it does.
Alright. Now let's see if we can't find ourselves a treasure chamber of some sorts. Should have all sorts of shinies in here.
How many crossbow bolts do we have? Just those 3?
Party sheet.
No, but on us.
Here, give me a second. I think.
This is shadowing. Like,
I think there's. Oh, give me a second. I think Alcur used to have a crossbow. So on the wagon, there's a. Alright, I got rid of that a long time ago. I got rid of that a long time ago.
okay, it's okay. I'll just don't worry. I'll check all the characters, see if they have any crossbows, because it'd be nice to have ammo on this thing.
Arrowheads, arrows. My washing machine in the other room. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's driving me up the wall.
Nope.
Nope.
Alright. No, I don't see. I know I guess we've walked by a lot of crossbow bolts going, nobody uses a crossbow. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes open for them.
Yeah, it's just those 3 shining bolts, which you could feel free to look them up.
Alright, I believe they're like a light source at the end of the shot. Like flares. Alright, so, why don't we go through the room of death? Or not. Let's go this way. I'm gonna go up
Food
here.
is going to be a problem for the others and for us.
Shadow is following.
Yeah, he's staying at the areas of interest where creatures can come down.
Okay. So you travel through the ick. You track it all over the place. You hold up a little bit as you're looking into this room. I'll put you guys into a sort of a marching order here. As you can see, a ruined banquet hall ahead. It's a huge hole, like 100 feet long, probably.
This is where the creature is supposed to be.
A litter of tables, trestles, benches, chairs, and stools are scattered and heaped about the place. Great revelries of evil once were held here. Bits of tapestries and drapes still hang here and there from the walls. Bones and whole skeletons can be seen on the floor and under heaped broken furniture. There was a great skirmish that happened here. Some of the furniture looks like it was scorched by spells. There might be still usable weapons. There is sort of a funk from the smell, but it might have been turned over several times. Some of the bones, even from here, look like they've been gnawed upon and pulled apart from their bodies. The ghouls weren't very far from here. There are a couple of chambers or hallways that lead out of this grand hall. One to the south, which I think you took a peek.
We took
through the
peek.
ghoul room.
We'll turn the corner and see the goo rolling through and be like, well,
yep. And then there is a spot around the corner here. None of the place servings are still here. Oscar, you could tell the telltale signs of it's already been robbed and looted, and choice things have been taken from some of the bodies, and then maybe the ghouls ate them, and then things were just left to sit. You do see that there's kind of a trail through the mess of broken furniture. The trail does lead along this side.
Okay.
Like something has moved
Yeah.
a lot of the junk.
Alright.
progressing any further aside from that side will probably be noisy, as there's a lot of broken furniture and bits that you're now standing on.
We'll try to follow the trail.
Okay.
Don't you have? Can't you walk along the walls?
I can walk along walls. I could.
All right. So when you get to here, Oscar spies something that isn't quite right. There is a messy kitchen around the corner, but standing and kind of creaking and swaying a little bit is a very large skeletal thing that looks animate. It's facing the wrong way. Like, it looks like it's staring at this door, perhaps reacting to noise of your battle.
Yep. Oscar's going to tap Crusher and tap Krieger, Hammerman and Bone Puncher.
Bone Puncher.
All right.
Krieger doesn't know what's going to happen, so he doesn't know what it is, so he can see him psyching himself up. And
Crusher is taking mountain stance. Should we do initiative or?
Yep. I think
Well,
initiative.
give it a second here. That's hilarious. Ahmed's been interrupted. Ahmed's having a random encounter of his own.
That's funny.
He's looking pretty high, so I'm thinking.
Ahmed's having a random encounter. Gotta get your XP somehow.
Gotta get your XP.
I'm a 47th level husband.
I need to max out this job before I can change professions.
Right.
I'm playing a very Japanese game in sort of like the boring times called Metal Max Xeno, and it's amazing, but it's very Japanese. One of the characters is their class is the last virgin. And it's like, that's a very Japanese thing to have as a class for a character. It's about like the extinction of humanity. It's like the plot of the game, but it's like, that's a weird class. I don't know why it's like that.
Fucking little moth in here. Left the door open. Yeah. Don't want to eat my shit.
Well, what happened to your poofy shirts? I don't even know if you have any poofy shirts.
Nope, just lots of t-shirts. Endless t-shirts. Alright, Alcuri, you're the first to react.
Oh dear. That's unsettling. Alcur is going to effectively delay?
Okay. Bone Crusher?
Let's get into our stance. We're actually gonna stealth here. Or let's not give him a chance to walk by. How many? Like, is it 3 characters or just 2 characters that can stand here?
Just 2.
2. Okay, I'm gonna take the top side. I'll stealth there, and take a mountain stance, and just before I do this, whisper to, or just go like this, like, get the archer.
Okay, so you're stealthing down the hallway.
Down to here.
Crusher, your stealth is 12. Okay. Shadow and Doom. You guess you guys you're not aware of what's going on. You're standing back here.
Mm-hmm.
Ptolemy is just going to delay. The giant skeleton doesn't know what's going on. It is just standing there. So far you've whispered and snuck and sneaking, and Krieger, I have a feeling is it going
Krieger
to sneak?
doesn't sneak so good. Although he doesn't know what the problem is. So he'll move forward to see what the problem is.
Move back.
He will.
Ready it.
I guess he'll ready a hit. That's a good idea. Good call. So he's going to ready with his hammer.
Okay. This thing, I know the picture shows it has a big bone, but it is wielding a very large glaive.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's good for shaving, I bet.
So he's got his hammer out and he's just standing
Ready.
there. Ready?
Well, move and then ready to hit.
Okay. The glaive is a reach weapon.
Well.
Ready to sudden charge. What's it called? The charge rush.
He can't do that. He could rush it right now. Or he could.
Just wait until everyone's ready to rush that shit at the same time.
Well, does that sound like Krieger to you? I think he's going to pull out a
Crush's gonna put his hand.
and
Crush's gonna put his hands like.
the javelin at it.
Okay, he's gonna huck the javelin at it. Okay.
Get over here.
Trying to get its attention.
Yep. I believe Krieger is a javelin chucker.
Yeah, we'll just call it flat-footed because it doesn't know you're there.
Usually there's a class power to do that. Like, but yeah, you might have the thing. Javelin, there you go. AC 25?
Yeah, you hit it right in the back of the head. Wham! AC 25 is a crit hit with my circumstance. It's a dumb enemy. Like it has no int, so you totally surprised
Does it have
it.
resistance to non-bludgeoning?
It has resistance to piercing 5. So do the crit damage, subtract 5.
So 13 damage after DR.
Okay, it has the javelin sticking right out of the back of its skull. It's turning around, the javelin still.
Alright, now bring it here!
Does Shadow hear that?
Yeah, you can hear the talking now. You can go on your turn, Oscar.
Cool.
Well, I'm pretty certain they got this. Oscar's going to just delay.
Okay.
He could go in and stab it, but he won't be able to get out again.
Darian is annoyed that you're just sort of slowing up and gonna push his Oscar out of the way and it's gonna march forward.
Yeah, I think on Darian's turn he's going to go.
I think there was some switching up of weapons though, because Darian, I thought you guys were gonna go after the Hydra, or are you switching up weapons later?
I think we're going to switch it when we're going to go down the stairs.
All right.
Does Krieger or Darian get an extra one?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although you could give yours to one of them if you want.
Well, yeah, we technically run them right now. So
Where?
Darian is going to move up to, I don't know, we'll go here?
Yep.
Maybe it'll come into the corner where all three of us can whap out. Does he have a standard action thingy? Or is he ready to hit? I don't know if he has a... I think all of his actions require him to select a foe. So he could smite it, but then he wouldn't be able to ready to hit. So he's just going to ready to hit it. Next round he can smite it.
He's gonna ready to
Move,
hit.
ready.
Okay. Alcur. Totally looks at Alcur.
Well, sometimes. Gonna move forward. Protect me. We're gonna disrupt undead it.
Okay, there's a save involved.
Yep, a basic fortitude save.
Ooh. 21.
My DC is 22. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, your golden energy that swirls around in its rib cage is burning its ribs and catching it on.
So So,
fire.
15 damage.
Wow.
How is this better?
It's like this flaming giant skeleton.
Okay. You've bloodied the creature. Its bones are cracked and divine flame burning its insides out. Which brings us to Bone Crusher.
We're being so tactical for a thing that that looks like it's the least.
I
This
don't
is-
want to get hit by it.
all right. You'll ready a flurry. Reno, let's just go kill this thing. Crusher's like, screw it. Crusher's going in.
Okay.
Let's see, 20. That's 2 moves. Here, do. He's gonna get there, and he's gonna flurry.
Does it have reactions or no?
It does not have any reactions.
Woo!
Although I wish
cool.
it did.
It is a dumb undead. Is what I
Yep, yeah.
recall.
It was sort of like rocked by the spell going on inside of it. It's almost like it didn't notice Crusher coming to run in.
1d.
Critical hit. You're hitting it right in the hip. Bang! Bone splinters
Ooh.
flying everywhere.
Critical hit.
All right.
Bang!
Where'd it
The,
go?
the other leg.
Up in the hip side. We're gonna start calling him the chiropractor.
Okay, there we go.
That's one.
34.
That's
No,
one.
it's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that no wait.
You're
it's
missing at
another.
least 48.
That's another 48, 16, so 50 damage.
Is how many hit points the thing had before you started injuring it. Blah, blah. Yeah, you explode the hip bone into 100 pieces. The whole thing comes collapsing down, and under its own weight is destroyed. The skull still with its like sharpened teeth kind of clacking at you, and you just step on top of it, breaking the skull as it comes
Why would you
clambering
break
down.
You son of a-
It had no pants.
But it had a head.
Oh.
He was biting.
Krieger's like, oh. He looks somewhat disappointed.
Here's your javelin.
Good job. Yeah, he goes over and picks his javelin out of the back of the head, the broken skull.
Well, we kind of followed a plan that time. Felt plan-like. Good job, everyone.
Yes, good
Well,
job.
let's find the treasure.
Yes, good job, everyone. Just told me. Just walking by into the room now that the danger's over.
Crusher, no, with his knowledge engineering, can figure out that this door leads to the other hallway.
Yeah, you have enough spatial awareness to realize how that connects. Shadow comes running when he heard the noise with Doom, kind of making sure that everything is okay. Yeah, by their jocular.
How hard does the huge glaive wielding giant skeleton?
Dude, it's got some cool fucking powers. It can attack. It could make broad sweeps and attack
like AoE
and attack
attacks?
2 people twice. And then it does a terrifying charge when it uses its natural weapon. It runs up to you, it bites you, it does extra damage, and then you potentially are demoralized as the big giant skeleton's trying to eat you. But
They gave it a bunch of stuff.
yeah, they gave it some stuff, but apparently it needs to act in order to
Perception,
to
nothing.
do
So
st-
the old adage of teleport surprise, even when you can't do the teleport surprise method of ganking
yeah.
is still
No,
strong.
no, its perception was 7, and you guys were stealthing at 19, and it didn't get to go.
Cool, because we kind of lined up in like slicey groups.
Yeah, I was channeling Gygax's excitement there for a moment. Inside this room, there are a number of doors that lead from this room. The old fireplace and side oven suggests that this was the kitchen to the banquet hall. It is effectively littered with broken containers, dishes, trash of unidentifiable sort, pieces of wooden tables and countertops. There are other skeletons in the room, including one that looks like it would have been an ogre skeleton. That's aside from the giant skeleton that was standing there. A whole ox could have fit inside of that.
Oh, BRB.
inside of that oven to the north. There are some dark recesses. The doors have broken locks that lead into the side chambers. The only thing of value here is probably the large glaive that.
Okay, that includes like the storage chambers. It looks like.
Yep. Yeah. The locks on these doors are smashed and they've been hollowed out long ago. Like the food of this level is not stored here any longer.
Okay, so the 4 bulk glaive. I think we're going to just drop that off with the prisoners. Of like, hold this.
Your battering glaive. It's just 3 of you running into combat holding on to this glaive. Yeah, the door outside connects to the hallway that you guys have already had a look at.
Alright, we're going to reform ourselves back up into our stealthification approach to don't die. And we're going to keep on keeping on. Alright. So, why don't we try going up to the place where all the skeletons were?
You pass by this closed door right here.
Oh, didn't even see it. Shit. Why don't we go in this door?
Okay. This door does not have it is not locked. It leads to a very awkward sort of diagonal hallway.
Somebody was so fancy with their hex paper.
That ends at a door that is locked. No traps or anything like that were set off while walking down the strange, odd hallway.
Oh, there's something less than stellar about this current build of map tools. I keep getting weird input lag or something. There is something weird, but that's okay. Alright, we will attempt to unlock the door.
Yeah, somebody had with chalk drawn the symbol of the Earth Temple just outside this door. Like a circle with the triangle in it. You look around at the stone. There's nothing about where they drew the chalk that is special, but you took a moment to think there. This door is locked, however. The hinges look like they're well greased on the door.
How about like under the door? Is it like well fitted?
Yeah, you can kind of peek under the door. You see there's no light in the room.
My dwarvish eyes see.
Your dwarvish eyes see maybe some tables in the middle of the room. Benches. There is the slight smell of oil, like that you would use for lighting, or perhaps maintaining equipment. It's quiet.
Well, we'll try to unlock the door.
You kind of take a look. It looks like somebody left a weapon just leaning up against the backside of the door.
Oh, if I open the door, is it going to knock that over?
No, if you push the door all the way open, it would go into it. It does look like somebody left a loaded light crossbow just kind of leaning up against the wall right here. Let me show you a little bit of the room. There's a wall that goes like that, and then open space, and you can kind of see this first table with some benches on it.
All right, let's try to unlock that door.
Okay. It is a average lock.
Okay. Scar with the skeleton key.
Yeah, it would require. This is a trained person, DC 15 for this lock. It is like a big
33.
33. So it's your like child's play kind of thing. But somebody went through the trouble of locking that door. Oscar peeks in, and it's effectively a barracks. There's some garbage heaped up in the side of the room that suggests that more men than the 4 bunk beds have camped in this area. It looks rather cleared out. There is some dinnerware, pewter, and one pewter mug would be the most valuable thing left on the table. An old
pewter mug,
an ivory set of gaming dice.
A light crossbow.
Loaded light crossbow. With the bolt, we'll say that you find a bolt case with 8 more bolts in it.
So light crossbow with 9 bolts, and we'll see if Ahmed wants those.
There is a basin along the far wall from where you're standing, kind of in the bottom corner there.
Mm-hmm.
Water flows from a fountain into the basin.
I've expected the water in here to be muddy.
There is a slight kind of tinge to the water.
Check to see if it's poisonous, or if there's anything. If it's like, is this okay to drink water, or is this bad to drink water?
Go ahead.
It's a very childish way of making that sentence, but we'll just move on.
Non-modern filtration system would result probably in brown water. There's sort of like a brownish yellow to the water.
Okay.
The stains and grout along the sides of the beautiful basin suggests that the basin is really old. There is a weapon rack in the room that still has some weapons in it, although it looks like the rack of weapons. There are a lot of more empty spots than not. There are 3 spears, 2 javelins, and a hand axe.
Okay. Okay.
I heard weapon distribution going on.
There's also 9 bolts. Do you want those on Crusher's sheet?
Sure.
You also find one neatly packed robe that would be a much newer and less moth-eaten robe of the Earth Temple. It's plain. It is on one of the bunk beds.
Okay. Alcur will swap up.
Okay. Who's going to wear the moth-eaten one, if at all?
Well, they had a dwarf.
All right, so Oscar puts it on over top of his armor. No problem. We'll just mark that. 2 hero points. Earth Temple robe. Old.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, so you found that over there. Elker's looking at the water. Ptolemy actually sits down on one of the benches.
Interesting architectures they got here. Take a look at that north door.
Yep. The door looks like...
Also, the weapons case was the thing on the right?
Yep.
Was it flush against the wall?
Yep.
Okay. Was there a gap? Like, could you?
Yeah,
move it away from the wall?
you get Krieger to move it away from the wall. There's nothing
Okay,
behind it.
just checking to see. If it's like...
Cobwebs and a little centipede.
All right, just just checking under the bed behind the bookshelf. Kind of normal hidey holes.
This door can lock, but it is unlocked.
Don't mind us, just the Earth Temple. Poconos.
Yep, leads to a short hallway with several ways of egress or progress. Shadow, are you? They spent a lot of time searching in that room, so you probably moved up to the room.
Yeah, he'll cover
this
area.
door is it looked like it could lock and was not locked.
He'll keep it. Oh, he'll actually lock it.
Okay, you don't have the keys for this place, so you would have to.
So we'll just leave it. Didn't we get the keys from what's his name?
You'd have to use it. You have to be more specific than what's his name.
The guy, the main guy that was casting those spells with the green gem on his
You
neck.
did find a ring of keys. You play around with the ring of keys for a couple minutes, and you do find a key that locks this door.
Okay, we'll lock it, and just leave this open.
Okay, made a note. Oscar and Krieger taking the lead. There's another hallway. Another hall. You do see some more chalk graffiti of like Earth Temple symbols. Oscar, this next hall goes very far.
How fucking big is this?
Fuck.
You could have a whole civilization in here.
It's pretty big.
Let's
Shadow's going to actually.
orderly in our.
Is this door lockable as well? The other one next to it.
Yep.
Like same key. Yep. I'll lock both of those.
Okay, at this point in time, Oscar and Alcur kind of smell. It's not as ripe as the ghouls, but there is the smell of death, and you can actually hear some whimpering behind this door. The smell of death just like it's a little bit stronger, not terribly strong. There might be some soft moaning coming from a hallway ahead. That is this hall. You guys sneak up to here. There is a long chamber full of cell doors. You can hear moaning, and you can see like a rotten hand kind of like grabbing through some of the bars up ahead.
Don't mind if I do.
There is a hallway off to the side, and you can hear. I thought you would like this. No, Mom, please. I told you everything I know. Yes, but that is not.
I think we're opening the door before he finishes his evil monologue.
But that's not why we're here now, is it?
Crusher's gonna be Crusher's gonna be going
Oscar
in
needs
first.
to open the door, or the dudes behind him are going to break the door. So,
Oscar better open that door.
Okay.
Actually, Shadow's right up behind him, like keys.
I don't know if it's locked or not.
It does have a lock on it. It is locked.
Okay. Well, we'll try to unlock it to see if he notices me unlocking it.
Okay.
Sneaky sneak.
All right, so you unlock the door. You can see at the end of the chamber, kind of like you unlock the door and kind of peeked in a little bit, Oscar. I guess you'd be standing right here. 52. There is a stool just inside the door, like somebody would sit there. Bits of what look like tobacco or chewing tobacco kind of spat all over the floor. At the end of the hallway, you believe it is called an Iron Maiden. By the rust coming out of the Iron Maiden, it suggests that it sees a lot of use. The Iron Maiden is open, and it looks like somebody's recently taken a bucket and tossed it inside, as it's kind of dripping a little bit.
Adds character.
You can hear some multiple whimperings and maybe some low guttural speech, and the twisting of ropes and something mechanical kind of going.
I think we want to do an initiative here because I think it's a race to murder the torture guy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like it's quite literally like.
No, we are putting him on the torture rack.
You like the token choice, do you?
Yes, I do.
Son of a
See, now it's in a race to. Maybe I want to interact with that guy now. Look at that, put him.
Alright. Echo the white. His initiative.
For Blave. We need to bluff.
Just in case he gets the drop on you, I'm going to add something.
I'm pretty certain we're going to be making noise in a second here, so.
We'll call them Rotted Greeting. Whew, we have an awful initiative.
This dude, it's one of those. He really likes his work. He's been at this for a while because we've been fucking shit up in here. He has not stopped for a snack. Like, he's busy.
Dude is nice.
Oscar, you're the first to go. You're at.
This is the one Shadow would eat his eyes out. Good old Shadow.
It's just gonna
Tick tick.
Stab.
He's whistling when he does it.
Yes, there is a full functioning rack that looks like it is currently in use, and kind of, you're pretty sure the dude's shoulders and perhaps some joints in his legs have been, separated. He is stretched out pretty far, like further than is recommended.
For your sake, you're going to want to die from this.
He turns around, stark white hair, very pasty, almost chalky skin, like he wears some sort of makeup, but completely rows of blackened teeth. Ah! The halitosis is amazing. Oscar, what are you doing?
I'm stabbing him in the back.
Okay. Do rogues gain any ability to avoid other rogues stabbing?
If they're a higher level than them.
What if they're equal level?
Let me check.
This guy's in trouble. Forward 2 minutes from now. Ah!
A rogue gets its deny advantage, your level or lower. So he doesn't get flanked, and he.
Okay, his reactions are quick. He had sort of like a cattle prod in his hands, and he's twisting it in the way of your blade. Not in my domain.
So technically, it's from hidden, undetected, or flanking creatures. Surprise attack is on the first round of combat. If you roll deception or stealth for your initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to you. So I think I still get one now. I just don't get one if I was stealthing. That seems weird.
He goes fumbling.
A natural one.
Blocking with the cattle prod. Shadow.
It was your choice. It's going to be worse for you now.
He's just laughing at you. Shadow, Doom.
Shadow's going to move in now. Uh, I would. So this is a 40 foot, so it's 2 moves, and then he's going to take a shot at him with his. Actually, let's move a little further. Let's do proper here, and then here, and then he's going to put an arrow into him.
Okay. There are 2 cells. You can see 2 women that are awake and look like they've had enough of this place. They are clutching onto each other in horror at the scene. You also see, moving forward to the sound of this, 2 really, really skinny, perhaps with little bulges in their belly, orcs. The orcs look like they have been mutilated somewhat. One's missing an eye, another one's got like horrible things done to the end of his fingers, and a bandage around his body. They're not wearing any armor. They're not wearing any weapons, like loincloths and very very simple garments.
Shadow. So Doom would follow Shadow.
This guy's wearing almost like a butcher's apron over top of like billowy robes.
Okay.
He's got leather gloves on and a cattle prod. He's not wearing pants. He's got like a muumuu like robe on.
All right. So Doom would just follow Shadow.
Yep.
And we're just gonna hit this man, and this is less than 30 feet.
Do you have something for me to do?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
He ducks at the arrow.
Have I done something wrong?
You realize the more you struggle, the worse it's gonna be.
I am quite wily.
Is this Shadow Crusher's next?
Crusher.
My brothers used to dress me up like a pig.
Oink oink.
Do you hear that, orcs? They're speaking your tongue.
Move in, flurry the bastard.
Uh-oh. Half orc coming in and punch you in the face. Maybe we'll hit him. I don't know.
15, yeah, I don't know. Plus 15.
Curate!
He says, throws up his hands.
Ah, for the love of.
That doesn't hit him.
Nope, that stumbles back.
Uh,
Might hit him.
maybe?
His
That's
AC is 25.
Oh!
Yeah.
And bloody robes that are magic.
Curate! I'm on your side!
My bad.
Please, stop! Stop this madness!
He sees you guys are here for blood.
I didn't mean to torture orcs. I had no idea, the curate.
Oh, yeah.
The curate was an orc.
He runs. He runs by Krieger. I don't know if Krieger's got reactions or not.
Does it kick off before his initiative?
Krieger has attack of opportunity.
Okay, he gets
Does.
an AOO as the fat.
You. Boosh.
He's like laughing and wide-eyed. The guy looks nuts.
So I think he's gonna whack him one.
Yep.
So he's
Okay, he ducks, and then he stops there for some reason.
we are running into a trap.
Alcur.
Well, might as well run headlong into the trap. Alcur does not like the torture man in the butcher's robe,
Yep.
butcher's apron.
Over top the yellow stained muumuu.
Over top of the moon. Yep. The moo is also a problem. Just the moo itself.
The whole dude's gotta go.
That
away.
was the chamber of the
Backpack.
fat man, says Tommy.
Yes.
Okay.
Stick around. We're gonna try to tanglefoot him.
All right, so you see he ran to what looks like a big lever on the wall, and he's reaching towards the lever.
All right. Oh, don't let him pull that. We're gonna try to stick him.
Okay, you're using Tanglefoot.
Yep.
Is there a reflex save or?
I believe there's an attack roll with Tanglefoot. Tanglefoot has a attempt a spell attack. So, spell attack. For fuck's sake, this guy.
he ducks and the thing hits not the lever, just the wall beside him. Tommy. What is he? Tommy goes,
He must be impervious to blades and spells.
he sure went running out of that room pretty quick. Tommy's going to move forward, and he's going to try to blind this guy. Take that! Blindness. Let's see.
Is it ranged now?
I think it's ranged.
That's no good.
Blindness is a third level spell, range 30 feet, 2 actions, 1 creature, fortitude save.
Has your fort safe there, bud?
Not bad.
Shit.
13 is not good enough.
I see. The thing
It's
is,
bad.
all the rolls suck.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All right,
This
he is
bullshit right here.
blinded for a minute. Ugh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I suppose it's better than blinded
Hey,
until forever.
there's a swirl around his face, and his eyes just go completely white. You've taken my sight! Krieger.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck his day up. Yeah. LA do good stuff.
And it's gonna move in and
Smash him against the wall.
smash him into the wall.
Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry?
So he's not flat-footed from the hidden foe because of his rogue power.
Yep.
I don't know if blinded does anything else. But a 33 probably gives him a bad time.
Wham! Bone-crushing hit from the hammer.
Yeah. All right. So 2d12 plus 10. 18 damage.
Okay. His girth and his armor does absorb some of this. Looks like he's going to be able to take much more punishment than that. Darian?
Tyrion's gonna come in and say, hard no.
You can get there in 2
Yes.
moves.
Okay.
You can whack one.
We can give him a good whack.
Yep.
I think it's a plus 15 he's
Just
got.
with the retributive axe.
Oh,
There
AC
we
30 is a hit.
go.
Taking a
Very nice.
slice down this guy's side.
Yeah, I think it's 2d10 plus.
2d12 plus 4.
2d12 plus 4. Doop. Come on there, big guy. Slippery bastard.
He's a slippery one.
Okay, there's a rising moan and bunch of hands grabbing out of these doors all the way down the hallway.
Don't let him hit the switch.
Oscar.
What switch? God, fuck's sake, just
The guy went fucking booking out of there.
goddamn human legs. me. My legs are so long.
2 people can fit. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, just like I don't know what happens, but I get to this point where, anyways, it reacts weird.
Shadow and Doom.
That's a triple move.
Fucking. Here. Spent here. Come on, move your 5. Oh, for love of God.
You were trying to move Shadow or Hunt or
Here, I can get rid of.
El Doggo into El Darko.
There we go. He'll just sit over here, and he's gonna plink an arrow into him. 24.
Nope.
Yeah, missed. You hit the wall behind. You hit.
Oh,
you
he's
hit his armor.
25. Wait,
Yep.
doesn't he have a? Isn't he blind?
Doesn't matter.
He's a rogue.
Seriously?
He does not.
He's
give a
bobbing and weaving.
So weird. Oh,
shit. Can't shoot a black guy.
Bone crusher.
Alright.
Help me! Says the guy on the rack who's
Slippery
being
bastard.
stretched out.
I'll be right back.
Two of the orcs and orcish are reaching through the bars and.
Apparently,
Sorry.
does not give a fuck.
He needs to die. Alright. On the
You don't have a flank.
Oh. Holy.
This guy is.
Ah!
50-50. We.
Okay, he manipulates the crank. He kind of grabs a hold of the crank.
Krieger will take his AOO.
Yeah,
from
he
using manipulate
he
action.
basically cranks the thing downwards, and there's an opening. Krieger.
We might kill him with the AOO before he.
This hammer blow to the back of his head.
Missed by 1.
Yep. He went down with the crank. You hit the side of the wall. All the doors along that hallway are opening. Kind of.
I'll just throw him in front of the zombies.
As his next action, he takes something out of his belt and then throws it down on the ground at Crusher.
Can he see?
It's just this yellow substance that splashes everywhere. It splashes Crusher. It smells funky.
Alright.
And then as his last action, he will pull out a dagger. No, he'll pull. He manipulated.
Pulled out and through, right?
Pulled out through. Yeah, he's done. Alcur. Yeah, Alcur can. You can see into this, like, the doors are opening and there are things coming out.
Ooh, we'll disrupt undead one of the zombos.
Okay. Yeah, you can see one peeking out up here.
Basic fortitude save against 12 damage.
Nice. 4 plus 6. Failed.
12 damage.
12 damage. 12 damage does not destroy a zombie.
Ooh, jeez.
It does.
It's positive if they have a weakness to it.
It has a weakness of 5 positive.
So 20. So 17 damage.
17 damage does not kill a zombie.
Holy Jesus!
You basically hit it in the belly. The belly expanded like a balloon, and kind of like a silly string, its guts came flying out of its body. But it doesn't need its belly to be a zombie. It keeps on stumbling out after making a mess. That was gross. Ptolemy's like, I think I puked a bit. I don't know if that was funny or horrific.
I'm fairly certain you can make a children's toy that does something similar.
Ptolemy is going to.
And thus the can of snakes was born.
Does he want to waste spells on this fight? I don't think so.
Produce flame.
I think produce flame.
The blindness was funny. I haven't really done anything, but it was funny.
Yeah.
When he starts attacking, he'll have to make flat checks in order to hit.
So, did he make a flat check to hit my square?
A splash.
Splash weapon?
Yep.
Because he can hit his own.
Don't worry. You should make him lick your boots. He won't get
I am
plague from licking your boots.
All right, Ptolemy's going to make a spell attack against the zombie you just hit. He has to hit it with the fiery thing. It does have cover. AC 15 against the AC 12. He hit it.
Oh, look at that.
Doing 2d4 plus 4, I believe.
Okay. That'd be 3d4 now, but
That's 6. Yeah, he hits it in the head, and Wither King, how's it going? The zombie's head burns and crackles and falls back into its cell.
that'd be 3d4.
3d4, nice. He's got one more move. He's just going to raise a shield spell, and Krieger.
Krieger should try to pull the lever.
I think, well, Krieger's raging, so Krieger is smashing bad man into not bad man. AC 32. AC 16.
AC 32 is a hit, 16 is a miss, and 9 is a
AC
miss.
9.
Oh, stop hitting me! I can sell you anything!
20 damage.
Oh! You kind of like rams the head of the maul into his gut.
We're doing nothing to him. Oh my god.
He is now bloodied.
Better start talking.
Okay.
And quick.
Make it snappy.
Bone Crusher hears something going like kind of along the walls. While you wouldn't have words for it, it's kind of like a squeegee along the walls. What's your perception?
Crusher's perception is, I believe it's a 12. Verify that for you. Yeah, it's 12.
There's something here.
Yep. Kind of like a rubbery sound. It's very subtle, and Crusher notices that there's a weird sort of like mist, like a film in the air, right about here.
Can Crusher step away from that thing that was splashed on the ground first?
Sure.
Is it Crusher? It's not Crusher's turn yet.
No, I'm just letting Crusher know what he's hearing, like squeegee noises, and you could see a weird film in the air, like some sort of mist.
There's something behind us.
Darian.
They're try to close that lever. Are the zombies still in their cages?
The zombies have not moved yet.
Yeah.
So no. Hard no.
Hard no. Okay, so we'll say he doesn't get an AOO on Darian because he's blind right now, but he.
Unless he's got a
Yeah.
beat to get AOs.
Yeah, he closes it.
Closes it.
Yep.
I think he's gonna do an attack and then put a last action to hold it open.
Okay.
So he
close,
closes it, 2 hands to whack, and then
Attack and then
And then tries to make sure that it's there.
yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so yeah. 20 plus 15.
Oh my god.
This guy is
Fucking god.
you're just stabbing at him, and he's got like a confusing billowy robe and leather armor, and he seems
Everybody
to
thinks he's a fat guy. He's actually a skinny guy in a big robe.
he is spinning and just acting crazy in combat, which is making him really hard to hit. You do close the lever, which you'd hear the doors all kind of like closing again. Some of the zombies are getting stuck, and let's see, they're gonna have to make strength checks to wiggle their way out of the door as the doors are closing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 at +3. No, they're all stuck in their cells. Okay, the sound, Crusher. It felt for a moment like you got like something peed on your leg and your arm and the side of your face and on your hip. There's a shimmering in the air, like a curtain that is just moving towards you, and your arm is now partially inside of it.
Okay.
It is...
You've been attacked by the golden shadow.
No, it's really weird. It's like there is an invisible wall of goo. AC 20?
Miss.
Okay.
Wither King is asking if he has a villain point to make the NPC better.
So you can't quite see it, but there's something pushing against you.
Okay.
We missed the Jello blob! The invincible Jello blob! I just got room for Jello.
There's something here!
You can see some of the yellow substance that was thrown on the ground is sort of bubbling and getting eaten up, like it's being cleaned up. Oscar?
We don't see.
You could try to perceive the creature right now.
I will make an attempt to perceive.
Well, who's that? Oscar?
Oscar.
Oscar sees Crusher reacting in a weird way, and you heard this weird squeegee noise,
He's high on
and all of a sudden, like the ground is all, the air is like cloudy at that end of the end of the hallway. It's like light is bending in weird ways. Yeah, give me a perception check as you're doing a seek action to find the thing.
25.
Oh yeah, you see it. It is a wall-to-wall, ceiling-tall, thick cube of ooze that is polishing up the
Alright, Shadow, fucking go. It's coming right for us. There's a goo wall coming for us. Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, so a seek action is a single action.
Yep, and shut the fuck up. We're gonna step forward and stab the guy. Because
I help the Earth Temple. I know things. Don't hurt me.
yeah, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, mud to mud. Time to die. Thirst to pace. 12 damage.
Well, when you lick your plate clean, are you cleaning or are you eating? I don't think those things are mutually exclusive.
There's a Venn diagram.
Right. Oscar, 12 damage? Okay. I am wounded. My own blood. I am not supposed to see. They promise no harm will come of me. Fucking Marty's in soliloquy mode.
This dude said a lot of shit in the 12 seconds of his combat.
Right, the rhyming shit at the end of fucking verses in Shakespeare or whatever. Shadow and Doom.
Shadows, like...
Rhyming couplets, is that it? Rhyming couplets, I think. Soliloquy is when you're making speeches to yourself. That's right.
It's when
You
5
in the
minutes later
shower.
you're still talking to yourself.
Shadow and Doom.
So let's try to perceive this thing.
Okay.
31.
Yeah, the air is not quite right, and you're starting to see the shimmer across the membrane that is trying to force its way up against Crusher. Crusher's got his hands out, and you notice like the gelatin kind of squeezing through the squeezing through his fingertips.
Slap the rhyme scheme out of him.
I'm marking it as prey.
Okay. Yep. You.
And
It is not.
it an
It is
animal?
not an animal.
Ah! Okay, so let's see. So
Gooey.
he's gonna have that, and you're gonna have how much? Is this? Oh. Okay. D20 plus this. 1d20 plus. Is this thing critable?
It is immune to crits.
For flux. What's this AC?
10.
Is it 19?
Yeah, you fire
Oh.
2 arrows down the hallway, and they simply slice through the membrane and kind of slow down after about 3 feet. And then the arrows are just
Okay.
sort of hanging in substance, and you can see acid slowly eating away the feathers.
Should I bother rolling damage?
Yeah.
Because like otherwise, like yeah, no, fuck. Thank you. So that'd be 4d8 plus 2 actually. 16 damage. Does
Okay.
it have resistance to piercing?
It does not.
Yeah,
You
so
sent your
16
arrows right
damage.
into it. There's bubbling ooze coming out of the wounds in the shimmering membrane. Bone Crusher.
Bronco, you go to mountain stands and let's try to punch this thing.
You turn around, you're punching the. You're,
I don't
you're
know
punching
what's
the
there,
wall
but
of
I'm
ooze.
just-
Okay.
D20 plus this.
So you don't know it's that. You know it's there. So it's effectively. What are the states of vision in?
There's hidden and.
I blow it out of the way, unless it could.
No,
like...
there's a flat check involved, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
then why don't I? Okay, I'll just perceive it.
It's like. One second.
Can I try to perceive it?
You could spend an action to try to perceive it. Hidden 620 maybe.
4, 67.
D20 plus that. So perceiving, I got an 18.
Sealed, invisible, observed, hidden, undetected.
So it's observed, hidden, undetected. So it's hidden.
So 18 perceiving.
No, this is just a flat check. So 6
DC 11, 50,
means
50.
you miss on your first one, and your second attack, flat check.
Okay, can I? Well, that's what I'm saying. Can I flat check just to try to see it? Not. I mean.
Yeah.
perception check
So the
to,
order of the rolls were you
But
hit
I-
it,
you're right,
you
I
hit,
did
you
roll.
you hit and hit, and you tried to perceive. So you still don't try to see it. So flat check failed, and now the second hit,
Flat check failed.
and now the second hit.
Yeah. So no, so the trying to hit both failed. Because I rolled like
No,
35
no.
and 21.
No, you added 12 to that roll. That is your perception. You failed to perceive it. I'm looking for the flat check for your second hit.
Oh, I just rolled an 8.
I need a second one.
Roll a d20, man.
Oh, alright, sure. Yeah. Why would we?
Okay, so you end up kind of swiping at it, and you didn't hit it at the right angle, and your knuckles kind of raced across like a gelatinous surface. And then the second one, you actually punched. You punched it, but didn't punch hard enough, and it sort of warbled. Like you overextended your punch a bit. Echo the White. Where are the zombies? Where are the zombies? And he's gonna try to pull the lever that.
Hard no on the zombies.
I think this is an
It's
athletics check versus Darian's
DC.
fortitude DC. Yep. Weird. Okay. His athletics is +8. Piercy Rave, how's it going?
Yeah.
19. What is his fort DC?
His fort DC should be higher than that, but his fortitude
Should
DC
be.
is 23.
23. Okay, he's like he tries to pull the lever back down. Hard no, says Darian, who's got his hand on the lever. At that point, he's starting to panic. He You can tell that they're all...
He's starting to panic.
Yep. He is going to drop to his knees and beg. Mercy! Sweet mercy! Sort of-
Let's throw him. Let's throw him to the goo. Fucking Jello. Torture people, will you?
I think Krieger, Oscar, and Darian get perception checks, as he might be doing something devious while he's not on his knees begging for mercy.
What's fun is Krieger doesn't need to know. He's going to...
Ah! Is he raging?
He doesn't actually care. It doesn't matter what he rolls.
Is he
he's
raging
hitting
right
with the
now?
hammer.
Right. Ah!
22 for Oscar. Krieger's perception, not that it overly matters, is 27.
Okay, this guy's thievery check was 30. So what you don't notice is him smearing something on Krieger's boot.
Does he have to? I think to touch his boot, he needs to make his flat check to find the boot. If we have to make a flat check to find
that's right.
find
Yes.
a wall of goo.
While he's blind. He made the
You
flat
son
check.
I hate
So he's like, sweet mercy, and his billowing robes are all over the place, and in the fold of his robe, he just smeared a little toothpaste of yellow stuff on Krieger's boot. He's still begging, though. I know so much. I've questioned so many of your prisoners. I did a good job. Please do not let this information go to waste. You're the Inquisitor's friends, aren't you?
Good questions.
So,
Echo the White's turn has come and gone. Elker.
Alcur is... He's gonna move.
Yeah, a bunch of the zombies trying to reach out of the prison cells at you.
That zombie.
Yeah.
And have a good old think about oozes.
Have you seen
What is an ooze?
Well, actually, your perception, Alcur, is high enough that you just walk around the corner and you see it.
Cool.
Your elven eyes are like, yep, that's a film, and there's some depth to it, and oh, that's a creature. So you're going to do a lore check to recall knowledge.
Yes, and it would be occultism for an ooze?
I think maybe
acquired?
nature. Let's have a look.
Well, dungeoneering isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, dungeoneering
Most
is
of
not
the
a thing.
dungeoneering stuff is under occult.
I'm gonna say nature for now. It feels right, but it could
Hey,
be
it
occult.
doesn't really matter. They're all the same number.
Okay, well then
It doesn't matter.
don't be a fiend.
31.
31. Yeah, these things are called gelatinous cubes. They will affect organic matter with their acidic digestive enzymes. They also paralyze creatures with their enzymes. Crusher doesn't want to be standing there. With your 32, you know 3 things. Don't try using acid on us. Don't try using precision or mental.
Whack it like you would. Don't get touched. It's like the summary there.
Yep. Ptolemy. What are we talking about? The begging fat man? Or he doesn't see what's going on with his +7 perception. Is that even updated? Is that correct? That can't be correct. His perception's +8. That felt a little low. Oh yeah, looks like his stats were not updated on our initiative sheet. Diplomacy is pretty damn good. +12. And his deception is +4. Okay. Ptolemy doesn't see what's going on. He looks at the begging man. Should we question the questioner? Inquisit the Inquisitor? I'm not the Inquisitor!
This fucking guy.
Ptolemy's got a ready to action to cast a produce flame at the guy if he tries to do anything stupid. Krieger is in the middle of his rage.
He's smashing the dude. If he survives this round, he'll switch to the ooze. Because
Krieger doesn't see the ooze.
he doesn't know there's news there, so he's smashing.
Well, he knows that they're all concerned about something at the end of the hallway, but he does not see the ooze.
The second one hit.
Yeah, clank! He pulled back from his boot as the hammer comes crashing down.
2 AC 22s against
Clank!
his AC 23.
The guy's just retreating from Krieger's snarls. He did hit once, though.
Yep. 27 damage.
He is now dying. That wasn't a crit. He is now dying 1. Krieger missed a couple of times, but then bunted him in the head with the end of the hammer. He knocked his head hard against the back wall and splayed out across the ground.
So he didn't need to take that last swing. So could I use that roll for a perception check?
Sure, but we'll keep the same roll on the die.
Yeah. So 17 plus his perception,
Which is
should be like plus 10, plus
plus
12.
11?
I got plus 12 on his sheet.
Okay, his aren't updated on the initiative sheet.
Yeah, he's plus 12 perception, plus 8 diplomacy, plus 10 stealth.
Okay, those were not updated. You probably want to check because I'm using old numbers for your initiatives. Okay, so Krieger does see the thing. It's hard to see, but he does perceive the gelatinous cube. Thanks to the arrows that are now being eaten up. The metal tips look like they're all right, but the feathers are all gone, and now the wood is starting to warble from the 2 arrows. That would have been Krieger's turn. Darian?
Take an action to see the ooze.
We've heard about this Inquisitor before, is what Darian just says, matter-of-factly. He's going to take a check to see the ooze. Okay.
Yep.
His perception is plus 8 on the sheet. I don't know.
19, and then let me check to see. Darian's perception is plus 9.
Okay.
In actual life, so he's got a 20 there. His diplomacy is plus 11. His stealth is plus 2.
And his deception?
Is plus 3.
Okay. Fixed. Okay, Darian doesn't see it. He knows that everyone's excited about something, but he does not see.
So 20 doesn't see it?
Nope.
Okay.
Crap.
You
I guess
could do another seek.
He'll drag this guy out of the. He knows there's a risk threat over there, and if we're planning to talk to this guy, he's gonna basically punt him this way.
Okay.
And step forward.
All right. The rotted greeting. They're all trying to reach out of their cells, and they aren't able to.
I think it touched my robe.
The shimmering. It's going to
Can I just
simply try to engulf Crusher. It just moves quickly around you. It is a 2-action maneuver. You do get a reflex save.
doesn't have to do AC. He's just trying to. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm in mountain stance.
Yep. Give me a reflex save. as the thing
Okay.
is just coming menacingly forward. 27. Okay, so you managed to like hold it back, and as you're pushing against the gelatin, as your hands are seeping through, you basically pull out your hands and push them back in different
just
spots.
pushing
You have a
back,
bunch of like hand marks in front of you in this horrible gelatin. Okay, that was 2 actions. It a pseudopod kind of grows out of where Shadow had put the arrows in, and just sort of slaps Bone Crusher, almost like reacting to you being a bad boy. AC 16, you duck this. It ends up kind of silly stringing the side of the wall. It makes that squeegee noise, and the dungeon wall is really clean from where it hit. Oscar.
All right. Well, I'm not going to. Metal's all right, right? Yeah, okay. He's gonna hop forward. He's gonna poke it, and then he's gonna run away.
Okay. You can
We're
see
gonna be
it.
a little tentative with it.
Yeah, AC
33.
would have critted, but it's immune to crit, so you just kind of take a slice of it with your dagger or rapier.
Poke. 14 damage.
Just from the rapier. Yeah, you slice it. A bunch of its goo is now pouring out like a faucet out of the wound that you made. The goo steams a little bit, and then you run back.
I run away.
What are you fighting, says Ptolemy?
It looks like a dessert. Just like a really big dessert.
I don't see it. Why is my temple torturing me?
My lord, this
It's
isn't your
not
temple, says Darian. Which brings us to Shadow and Doom.
Shadow's going to start putting arrows into this thing. He's going to take 4 arrows and go.
Okay.
Hit.
Yep, and arrow goes streaking into it.
Hit.
Like firing an arrow into water quickly slows, like it rapidly slows down. It's sort of
And
hovering.
the fourth is the third. So the fourth one is also decreased, right? Or is it just 3? Like, is it so 17, 14, 11, 11, or 17, 14, 11, 8?
I think
Can't remember.
I think the max value of every successive attack after that is minus 10. I don't think it keeps on going down.
Minus 10, so 8.
Yep.
3, so 4 hits.
AC
So-
AC 11 hits if you see it.
Do I have to re-see it again?
Nope.
Okay, I shadow saw it before. So 2 times 4 is 8. D8 plus 4. Okay, look at the number of ones here.
Okay.
Basically, you're rolling binary.
Based off of the displaced mass and the amount of oozing, you're probably about halfway. Like it's starting to slow down a little bit. Bone Crusher.
That's such crap.
You can see the
We need to
pseudopod
evacuate.
kind of like licking up the stuff that was splashed on you, the yellow powdery ick.
It's reacting to the yellow. Sorry, it's reacting to the yellow stuff. Get it
It's
off
like
your
a
clothes quickly.
splatter of it all over Crusher.
Yeah, it's literally all over me.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I'm keeping these robes. Do we want to keep a gelatinous cube, or do we want to keep the robes?
I don't see what you're talking about.
Exclaims
Flurry.
Why would we want to keep the cube?
So
Hey,
you're
I mean,
Crusher-
I suppose
Crusher
it's
You're punching
very
it?
clean.
I can't see it. Take another look. For what? I don't know what it is to try to find this thing. 14, does it do it? Flat check, or is it a perception or
Perception.
26?
So what was the first roll? The D8.
First roll was 10 to try to see it. So I'm trying again to see it.
Okay, so 10 did not see it, and then what'd you get?
26.
26 sees it. Now you have 1 action left.
Yeah, let's flurry this thing.
Okay.
Wham!
the Titans Gift group is playing Curse of the Crimson Throne right now, right?
Correct.
So yeah, the Tuesday game, Piercy.
Combined with a couple of modules related to Baba Yaga's hut,
Yeah.
combined with the mini series called The Lost Room, which would be the way that I've taken that campaign, and then in the world is a homebrew where it's a series of pocket dimensions.
So if you go and watch the Titans Gift on YouTube or in the VOD for Twitch, or like they're still playing the game, you can watch another party playing Curse of the Crimson Throne and going, nah. Nah.
The whole second module of Curse of the Crimson Throne, spoiler alert, has to do with a plague, and they don't have a cleric or any healers in their party. The second they saw plague, they're like, ew. Took 3 steps back and ran away. Let's go into the desert for 20 days or something like that. So actually, they're taking a 10-day journey into the desert. When they get back, it's gonna be bad. Like, it's gonna be bad. And then I've got ways of making plague even worse. You could take guesses.
We had a whole campaign where zombies was like movie zombies. Like in a hero game where you got bit, don't get bit. Just don't get bit.
All right, Bone Crusher, what'd you do?
26 damage.
26 damage. 6 would be 50. And they're kind of falling off and breaking when they hit the ground, splashing all the dungeon around it. It is almost completely coming apart. Your hands are numb though from touching it. Echo needs to make a DC 11 flat check. He is stable, so he's unconscious.
The luckiest man in D&D. This guy.
He's wounded one.
Son of a bitch.
Wounded 1. Okay.
Well, at least he gets to end up on a rack.
Elker.
Alker has no damaging cantrips that he can use against the ooze. Because acid or undead. Yeah, you've almost got it. He'll try to tanglefoot it. We'll see.
Sure.
If that does a thing.
It gets a reflex save.
No, I make a attack roll against it, which seems to be pretty easy to do.
Okay, so you shoot your goo at its ooze and make the mess even worse.
What
are you doing?
Yeah, what happens?
This is not better.
A critical success, if it could be critical success.
It is immune to critical hits.
Which I'm assuming means it's immune to critical successes. So success is the target takes a 10-foot circumstance penalty to its speed for 1 round. It can attempt an escape against your DC to remove the penalty. Okay,
so yeah, actually I think you shoot a vine. So you shot a vine around the side of it.
Oh, I have second circle spells, so it's 2 rounds. So I roped it with the goo.
2-round penalty to its speed for a 10-foot penalty to its speed. Okay, yeah, you're slowing it. The vine is slowing it down. It might also give circumstance checks to see it better now that you've got things floating inside of it, and then a vine kind of silly stringed along the front of it. That was Alcur. Ptolemy is going to make a perception check to try to see this damn thing. He wants to see. I want to see the dessert. He doesn't. Where is it? He's just gonna go. He's gonna step back. There's a dessert over there, Doom, and I can't see it. I know. Krieger.
Can Krieger see it?
Yeah, Krieger was able to spot it.
5-foot step, smack, and then 10-foot step, 10-foot back.
He's 5-foot stepping forward. Who's rolling for Krieger?
Oh, sorry, I'm chatting. That's me. Krieger steps forward and whacks the thing.
Let's roll d20.
AC 30.
Yep, the hammer is being sent into it.